Oh. Oh. Oh, the best one. Oh, the best possible, you say? I didn't expect to kill them right now, but okay. I didn't think they were gonna die on this stack. I'll be honest. I'm not sure they did either. Oh, man. That's good. Yo, what's up, everybody? We are back. I know it's been a couple of days. I missed Thursday, Friday, had some family stuff I was doing. But we are back. It is Salt Saturday. Feel free to get salty about Legacy. We can do that while we're going here. But I am behind on some Dono decks. We have 4 in the queue, so we're going to start firing those off. I got to go get some land grants. Okay, so this is a list from Hamp214, who plays a lot of Storm. I know he's played a lot of Epic Gamble stuff too, but he wanted to see Black-Green Belcher and gave me a list. I am not sure I would want to change anything. Seems pretty straightforward to me. I don't love that land grant, you know, he gets 1 land and then your land grants don't do anything, but they're at least free spells, and we know from previously playing land grant in Belcher decks that it does work, and it's a way to have. It is important to get the Bayou out of your deck, right? So that your Belcher is truly lethal. Not that you never wind up belching and hitting it, but it's going to be rare, and even enough of those times you're just going to win the next turn instead. So, unlike most Belcher, well, a lot of Belcher is Storm as well, but this is just purely Black-Green Belcher Storm featuring Beseech, which is kind of, I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen this iteration quite. Usually, this is, I'm just taking it in now. Usually, I mean, this is similar to Black Belcher. It basically is Black Belcher, but instead of having red for gamble and just like some more mana, and maybe Burning Wish, we're leaning further into black with Beseech, and we're moving into green for Veil of Summon, essentially. And you have Spirit Guides, so you can actually and properly leverage Elvish Spirit Guide, which is nice. Other than that, we have the Artifact package. I'm not sure how consistent Mox Opal is going to be, but at the same time, it only matters so much, especially if you wheel, you leave a Chrome Mox in play, you know, once you get Metalcraft, deck's going to be really happy to have Mox Opals flying around. So that's nice. It's nice that these days we get good MDFC lands, and as many of them as we want, although we're still only running 4, which is probably fine. I mean, again, not in love with 4 land grant. At the same time, a land grant and an MDFC land don't, you know, equal, you know, utilizing 2 lands anyways, so that's fine. And Fel the Profane, definitely the best one of the bunch. Being able to kill a creature or planeswalker is pretty good. Yeah, aside from that, we have Song, which is really nice. So we have a way to, outside of just Belcher, if we don't have enough mana, but we have a spell that we can play, maybe an empty Chrome Mox, whatever, we can go off even if our graveyard is shut off, even if we'd like to guy as well, but we drew it, or, you know, whatever it is that you want an alternate engine for. And then, okay, so sideboard, pretty straightforward. We have Force of Vigor. It's a great card. We have the green count, 12. Yeah, a reasonable enough green count. Can't play Kahira or Kahiri or whatever that companion is, because we do have Elvish Spirit Guide. Otherwise, it wouldn't be terrible to have that as well. So you can have 3, pay 3 to put a green card into your hand is pretty sweet. But it wouldn't make sense here. And then we got Dismembers to kill Collect Roofs. We, of course, still have the Fel the Profane for that. Leyline of Anticipation if we want to go real fast, which is sweet. Which is part of the reason, like, when I'm running this card, now doubling back, I like to have a lot less lands in my main deck, because I tend to swap out the lands for the ley lines, because if you're on the leyline plan, odds are you're really leaning on that as a plan, in a spot where usually you're just losing, and it's just kind of giving you a chance to actually win, you know, against Prison or whatever it is, Oops All Spells, like, spots where traditionally you're just so low chance to win anyways. Leyline can give you a chance to just go first and kill them, which is nice. And I'm not going to try to figure out all the boarding right now, but traditionally a lot of those matchups also don't love Veil of Summer, so we'll see how we actually wind up boarding there. And then we got Leyline of the Void. Given that we're a Beseech deck, if we're going to play Leylines, I'd probably like to see a Helm in the board. I mean, I guess it feels a lot like Belcher, though, except it just has 1 mana instead of 3 and is a really bad draw. So I could see just not doing that. So yeah, I don't... If I played this deck, maybe I change something as I go, but as a... I don't even want to say... To call it a first draft would be an insult. It's well built, so let's just run it. We're on the play. I mean, we're doing stuff. We're doing stuff. What's up, Jason Thomas? What's up? To suggest that we are not doing stuff right now would be incorrect. We are, in fact, doing stuff. Sure, you want to see it? Aw, they're F6'd? I think I'm still veiling. Here we go. I'm still veiling. I mean, it's obvious they're F6 now, but they might draw into a force and then turn the F6 off. And definitely playing Belcher is just one of my imprinting. I guess they were hoping to draw mana. This was not actually a good wheel. It's not terrible. I might want to just suspend guys. Well, I think the odds are pretty slim we wind up casting Song. Not that Double Veil is great either, but this is my normal account. Record tracker's on your normal account. Yeah, it's... We good. Should be correct. I already own this deck, except for land grants, so... It wasn't showing? Oh, well. Now it is. I want to just keep up Double Veil. I'll just leave this. If I wind up echoing, I probably just want it in the deck. We cast the blue or black spell, we get to cycle as well. Tony, have you played Balatro? I'm so addicted to it, been playing between... No, I saw something on Twitter about it, though. We could Veil right now, just to ensure that we get a draw. I don't think I want to do that, though. I don't care about Archon. If they bring it back, then we can cycle these. Oh, the best one. Oh, the best possible, you say? I didn't expect to kill them right now, but okay. I didn't think they were gonna die on this stack, I'll be honest. I'm not sure they did either. Oh, man. That's good. That's rich. Like, the way you lose that is if you don't hit mana, you cycle the other Veil, and then you either don't hit mana, or the mana that you do hit is castable and they counter it. and then they beat you down with Archon, but you don't have to worry about any of that. We'll play Leyline. What do we trim? I'm probably just full stop willing to trim a Mox Opal and a land grant. Those to me are fine trimming. And maybe a Beseech. Pretty hard to cast against them. Maybe just 1 and 2. Seems fine. I know, right? I used to listen to them so much as a little kid. So, and I've been addicted to various, you know, death metal since I was like 16, 17. So naturally, if I'm trying to avoid death metal, I revert way back. Yeah, it's good enough. We have a Leyline. You know, we have a reasonable route to eventually casting Belcher, maybe even protected. We're somewhat resilient to discard even. I'm just letting you know I'm working next Friday, so no worries. I think I just pass. Like, I don't want to play in a wasteland. I'm not going to use this mana. If they Thoughtseize me, it's like, I don't want to decide what I want to imprint right now. Plus, we're working towards getting Echo into the graveyard anyways. Oh, Beaststorm action, huh? Get rid of that Entomb Reanimate that you had? See, like, I'm definitely more happy to have a green source from this Chrome Mox. But they didn't Thoughtseize us. It does protect from petty theft. Does that mean I'm willing to play this as a land? I guess. Could have waited another turn, put Echo in the bin, but I think I'd rather have a Veil up. I don't want to get petty thefted. Yeah. Okay. I don't even necessarily feel bad about this. LED is a good draw. Any mana source is a good draw. A lot of our deck is still a pretty good draw. Not that one, though. Comes with the territory, I suppose. Top deck Dark Writ? Well, that wouldn't actually do anything. This is what I'm talking about, though. Well, I'm glad we drew that. Come on. Come on, baby. I have another one. All right. Well, now we're screwed. All right, so it's not Entomb Reanimate at least. Where were you? Where have you been? They don't even have Entomb. Cool. Don't need that. Oh, I guess they drew it. Yeah, it's gonna shut it down for me. They'd have to draw nothing and we draw LED. We didn't. Don't worry, guys. Saved you some time on that one. Let's go. Don't think we can keep this, unfortunately. One is also pretty bad, which is a bummer. Having to just get rid of these ley lines. This one's real good, though. This one is decent. Let's go. Get these ones in. Well, Veil Rooney is just in? Whoa. Whoa, now. It's fully in there. Okay. Well, they're dead. Looking dead. I'm for a little tendies. Might as well beseech again. Why not? Ooh, how about a little turn 1 protected? Huh? Get him out. East. On a mold of 5. Hey everyone, thanks for making it this far. Just wanted to thank everybody, and if you're looking for more, show you where you can find that. If you go to the description below, you can find all of my links. If you go further down in the comments, you can also find my links, which will bring you to my Patreon, various tiers for Discord access, early access, sideboard guides, donation decks, coaching sessions. You can also check out the podcast within those links, as well as my Twitch, where I do most of my content. You can see the commands that you can use in the chat. Let's say you do dono. You're wondering how to get a link, how to do it. Tells you right here. And the members Discord is within the Storm, MTG Storm community. And of course, it's always going to help if you hit the like and subscribe. So thanks again. Keep storming, y'all. Last seen deck 2 days ago, the Epic Storm, huh? Speaking of epic. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Yeah, you see it. This is one of the reasons why I don't always play 4 land grants. Sometimes you do want it to just be an MDFC. Okay, it is in fact the Epic Storm. It's a pretty good hand, honestly. We might be taking Petal here. E-money with the Prime sub. Thanks, Brandon. Welcome back. 13 months. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if you take Brainstorm, they might even have lethal with Burning Wish into Beseech. You take Dark Ritual, they can Brainstorm, and who knows what's going to happen. You take Burning Wish, they can Brainstorm, and that seems pretty dangerous too. I think I take Petal. Play these out. Now, they still have a lot of outs to just killing us. Petal and LED, a Chrome Mox. These are all really good draws for them. Even a blue land is not bad. Then they're probably going to cast Brainstorm and see what happens. They might feel pressure to, yeah, just Brainstorm off of the Petal. And now this Mox Opal is pretty mute. They find a fetch land, they play the Mox Opal out. They pass. Alright, come on. We have so many draws to win here. That is one of them. I'm just gonna Belch. No, I don't. I mean, Land Grant kind of maybe tells them we're on Belcher. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just Belch. I was gonna say we could hide it, which we could. You do a bunch of beseeching, and then guys will, and then play out a bunch more stuff, and then you get to Thoughtseize them, and if they don't have Veil, then you can just Tendrils them, and if they do, then you can Belch, so you give yourself a chance to hide Belcher, but I think the Land Grant is just too obvious anyways, so it's whatever. Plus, what are they gonna do different? Their sideboard. What are you actually accomplishing by hiding the Belcher? Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Belch. Not bad. Not bad at all. Force of Vigor is very good against them. So is Leyline. You could just go Leyline of Anticipation, try to kill them on their turn instead. The problem is... Actually, and it's really good against Echo. Like, this card is outrageously good against Echo. All right, I'm gonna grab cards that I'm potentially willing to remove. There are 11. The thing is, these are counterintuitive, right? You stop them from wheeling, then these ley lines suck. I think I want these. This does stop Beseech too, though. I think Leyline of the Void is probably slightly better, but this is way more fun. Like, so much more fun. I can't actually cut Veil from bringing in Force of Vigor. And Thoughtseize is still pretty good, especially with Leyline. So maybe I just don't play Force of Vigor. And I cut the Veils. Again, I don't think this is optimal. I think optimal would be playing Force of Vigor and Leyline of the Void. But it's still extremely good, and it's so much more fun. The thing is, we're probably either getting, if we're not getting echoed or turn one some other way, we're getting Thoughtseized. And this isn't even quite there yet, so I'm going to mulligan. This is fine. I'm actually going to keep this. I guess it's Mox Opal. They mulligan to 4. So they're definitely mulling to Echo here. And we can take their LED before they can even put it on the stack. But I kind of want them to wheel is the thing. So double LED. So I think what I do here... Oh, they're just off it. See? Well, let's say we didn't even have discard, right? They wheel. In response, we'd play out Chrome Muxin. And now, like, the wheel is better for us. And if they wheel again, it's even better. Like, this card is insane against Echo Storm decks. But yeah, they're just unhappy, understandably. Okay, we're 2-0. Thing. I don't think we can keep this. It's close. Same with this. It's probably the worst hand yet. Okay. We're on 4. So land grant goes down. Yeah. You could keep like Petal Veil and then hope that you draw an Echo or an Entomb. Or like Petal Land Grant Veil. I think I'd rather just be able to Thoughtseize and then have a chance at still having mana the next turn. Play it main and choose to be on the draw. You could do that. You could. Oh, we belchin', baby. There's cards that feel like somebody pantsed you, but this card is more like you pantsed yourself, and then you're like trying to expose yourself. Or no, you've already exposed yourself. You're basically streaking with this card. But you have a Wasteland. Excuse me. I guess they didn't want to get Thoughtseized. Which tells me they probably don't have permission. Which tells me we're really close to just killing them. Maybe I should just play these out. Like, Prismatic Ending is a possibility, but again, I think it's pretty obvious they didn't have... Unless they have a Daze and they just want to make sure it's turned on. Like, almost always. Oh, perfect draw. Well, I think these were supposed to come out last turn. They do have Daze. Yeah, I'm all set with that. You shouldn't be. There's more Magic to play. They're only attacking with the 1/2, but I don't want to sit around for that. Blue-white Dreadnought. Force of Vigor is pretty good against Saga, Dreadnought, Deafening Silence. Trim a Land Grant. Mox Opal. I feel like I want, like, I think if I were to make a change, I think I would just play 3 Mox Opal and 3 Land Grant. I'd probably play like 2 Unmask or 2 Duress or something. How likely are we to want Song? I feel like not very. They're not going to be attacking our graveyard. I'll trim a Beseech. I did trim 2 green cards, actually. 1, 2, 3, 12. We still have 16. Yeah. This is quite good. It's a turn to activate Belcher. If we have to protect it, we won't have the mana, but we do get an extra draw plus a draw step, so we probably will have the mana. Either way, we got to imprint Force of Vigor. Lay out a Belcher. They've got the Force. We have a Veil. Ooh, we're in there. And we found our 3rd land, or mana. I guess Wasteland can delay us. Stifle. See, an MDFC land is probably the best draw. But any mana source will do. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can just upkeep it so that they have to tap out if they stifle us. I'm going to Dark Rit first. Because if we get Wasteland, I won't have a black source. Here comes the Stifle. And there's the Wasteland. Alright, mana source, please. MDFC land. That'll do if they don't have some sort of permission. They do not. See ya. Very nice. I'm actually not convinced they actually want Force of Vigor. I mean, Deafening Silence is going to be pretty bad, but I'd imagine they play maybe 1. And I think efficiency is just more important against them. Does this deck either win on turn 1 or doesn't win? I mean, we've won many games already, right in front of you. Outside of turn 1, it is not a turn 1 or bust. Maybe you asked that when I was talking about late line. Slightly annoying that we can't run Beseech. Yeah, I guess. Sand is not bad. They mulliganed. Ooh. I don't hate that. Well, B-Storm? Sure. Not getting wastelanded, so that's nice. I'll just take Tamiyo. You could take Daze and spin it, but I don't think I'm into that right now. That's a good draw. Let's play this one out. Play LED. Now we have perfect info. What's nice about this is because we're going to wheel, if we don't kill them, they did pick up a land and shuffle it away, so at least they just kind of get a Stone Rain in there. I guess Land Grant is Free Storm. Looks good to me. Can't get consigned. Nice. Oh, very nice even. Get out of here. Would you look at that? We're 3-0. So this hand is incomplete, right? There's a lot of things that complete it, but then, like, at best, you're going all in. At worst, you're not doing anything. I think I mulligan. It is close. Whoa. I'm actually going to keep this. This has too many draws that can turn it into a very explosive situation. We do not want to see blue against our, all-in hand. Okay. Doomsday. Okay. So we gotta hope they don't have permission, which 4 cards in hand, pretty likely to have permission. What's up, Rick? I did. 1 force, 2 force, 3 force. Can you play more than 3 forces in your deck? Or have we reached the max? Or is it that you can play more than 3? You can play at least 3, and we also missed on our draw, so I think we scoop. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any magic to be played here. We do have writ. Beseech for... No, that wouldn't do it either. For LED. I mean, I guess we'll do it. Is it possible they put a force in their pile? I suppose it's possible. Nope. It is in fact in their hand. Should be dead. Yeah, they just had the force. Uh-oh, they said I forgot to put a land in. Uh-oh. This is why you don't scoop. Forgot to put a land in for their fetch. Okay. I mean, I think we just run it back. Leyline is cute. It could be good even. Especially against Force of Vigor. Or being able to Thought Seize them before they play anything is nice. But I don't think we're supposed to do it. Sometimes you win, right? But sometimes, just sometimes, your opponent loses. And then you win. You don't need to win if your opponent loses. So if I get rid of Entomb, I have the mana to Belch, just full stop. We probably get Thoughtseized, right? Or they can at least counter something. So I think I would rather just forego the 1 mana, which it's the most likely thing to draw, right? And then I'm more resilient to Thoughtseize. They probably take LED. But if I bought them Entomb, then they can just take Belcher. Then we're more live off the top. I don't know. They took Belcher, left Entomb. So they have a force, and we drew best possible, easy. Just draw the... Dude, just draw the card that you need. Just draw the one that you need. I've been telling people this for a while at this point. Do people listen? Not always. I guess I'm supposed to veil here, because I don't want to walk into some sort of graveyard interaction. Okay. I guess we're in. We're just in. Feels good, man. Feels good. The power of Beseech compels you. Let's do another one. Why not? Why not? What are you gonna do? Counter it? The old turn 1 protected. We've had a couple of those today. We've had a couple of those. Well. One more. Hold up. This one's got some play to it. So if you can either imprint Fel the Profane and then cast Land Grant to get a land. Either way, you're imprinting, certainly imprinting Beseech. Let's say we don't do that, because I don't necessarily want to reveal my hand, although I might need the Storm, but let's just figure out, because that's insignificant to whether or not this is actually a win. So 3, 4 mana, we wind up beseeching. We can do it, I don't have anything to re-imprint with the Chrome Moxen, is I guess the problem. But we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this doesn't... I can put a Belcher into play. I can put a Belcher into play. And then have 3 mana next turn. If I sack the Opal while doing so. Yeah, I know we don't have enough to naturally chain Beseeches and Tendrils them. And Guy's Will doesn't really work because we don't have enough cards to be re-imprinting Chrome Moxen. We'd only get back up to 3 mana anyways. So I think we keep and put a Belcher into play. And sack the Mox Opal. And I guess we just imprint the Land Grant. No, we don't, because I want to take the land out. I want to take the land out of the deck. I'll get the land, and I'll imprint Beseech and Fel. I gotta blow my nose. I can just continuously sniffle on stream. Also an option. All right, let's see what they want to do about this. I mean, we're using our whole hand anyways, so it doesn't really matter. We show it. All right, it's in there. See, this is the problem with dropping a bunch of albums in a mix, is you get all sorts of weirdness, especially with Nine Inch Nails. It's 9 minutes of weird sounds. You would get forced 15 out of 16 times in that spot. Wow, very specific number. All right. Let me blow my nose. All right, what are we doing? Are we upset? No reason to not do it in the upkeep. Verdant Catacombs does not say Stifle to me, but it could be Bug with Stifle in the main somewhere. Dead. Alright, they chose to show us Verdant Catacombs. I think this is a Helm player. Well, I'm still not going to play Force of Vigor, right? Could play Dismember. I'm just trying to think what it would actually do, just from seeing Verdant Catacombs. Maybe nothing. I don't think I would do anything. What, Goldfish? They have one Verdant Catacombs in this list? But they weren't playing Helm. They were playing Mono Black. And there are Voidwalkers. I'm sure they probably played Helm in the past. Well, I'm going to play some Dismembers. Anticipation could be really good. Traps are annoying. I think either you play Anticipation, you don't play Dismember at all, and you just try to turn one them, or you just play the Dismembers. Getting like discarded and stuff. You know what? Playline's more fun. Let's go. It does mean I'm cutting lands. Land grant is also really bad, though. Maybe I play them both. Problem is such little starting mana, but I mean, that's kind of the ley line of Anticipation life. I'll play one. Oh, man. It'd be so good if we had a Spirit Guide. I don't think we can keep that. So this is on 4. Could keep like Leyline in the zeros, and then just hope to rip something off the top. And then we play around Thoughtseize and play under their creatures. I think that's better than going to 3. We can also play around Trap, which is nice. Thoughtseize. Got him. Nice Thoughtseize, nerd. Rip. Not exactly. Sure. Fine. Alright, at least they didn't play like land Voidwalker. Come on, Entomb Echo. Belcher, okay. Darkroot would be good. We bottom 2 of them. But now Voidwalker doesn't hurt as much. Ew. Really? Okay, that's a draw. They drew a card. They do get a draw step. Yep. Sometimes that's how it be. All right. We get it. Okay, we get it. You drew some 2-drops. Oh wow, my mouse screwed up and we were only playing 3. That's funny. I am afraid of Trap, but I think I still just want to go hard instead of overcommitting sideboard cards. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Are you doing song stuff? We play out our zeros, we dark writ, we beseech for song. No, then we don't have enough to cast a spell. Oh, we have Belcher. We are a Belcher deck. Hello. Obviously, we eat it to trap. Or our own Bayou. That is certainly a possibility. Certainly a possibility. Woo! We got him! This is pretty good. I mean, it's a clean list. I don't love 4 Land Grant, and I don't love 4 Mox Opal, but you can make an argument that you should be playing 4 Land Grant. One that's probably correct, honestly. It is important to get your Bayou out of your deck. Like, very important. I guess you can ask yourself, like, what are you dying to put into the deck by trimming stuff? There are 8 protection spells and a lot of like ways to power through forces as well, like double LED, double echo lines, that sort of thing. Land Grant makes Force of Vigor better. Yep. I don't love Force of Vigor. The problem I have with Force of Vigor with Veil of Summer is that usually you don't want both of them, and then you're really low on green cards, right? Like the matchups that you want Force of Vigor, most of them, you do not want Veil of Summer. However, I don't know, with these types of decks, here's the thing. Probably the worst thing and one of the more common things you can do is overboarding. They're very fragile in terms of the ways that they're constructed, and you can very easily make them function way too poorly by bringing stuff in. So usually I do like a sideboard that looks something like this, where, okay, maybe you have things that don't get a ton of use, but it's just a deck that doesn't use the sideboard a lot because of the way it's constructed. So you want things that are very precise in what they do out of the sideboard, even if it's narrow. You just want it to, when it does come in, do what you want it to do. Leyline certainly fits that bill. Dismember certainly fits that bill. I mean, Force of Vigor does, but I think it's a little bit awkward. Still 12 cards to pitch. That's not a good number. You want like 16. You want at least 15, right? You want a 25% of your hand at least, so that you have, you know, an on average reasonable chance to have a green card. If you're running 12, that means 20% of your hand on average is going to be green. You get 7 cards. Come on now. You're most of the time not going to have 2 green cards. Manamorphose? Sure. There's problems with that card. Like, a lot of problems, actually. The problem with Manamorphose in these decks is your openers and your mulliganing decisions is like the most important part about the deck, and all Manamorphose does is gives you question marks. It just puts question marks in your hand, right? There's enough hands where most hands that have a question mark, you're just mulling. You want the hand to actually do it, but then you do wind up in spots where it's, if I draw this, if I draw that sort of thing. What you don't want to put is 4 cards in your deck that force you into having to make that decision and think those. Not only is it oftentimes time-consuming and annoying math to have to be doing, you don't want to increase the amount of redraws that you have to make that math for. I mean, I forget the math. You just don't want to be in that position. I want the hand to do a thing or not do a thing and move on to the next hand. Wondering if Helm is worth a slot on the board. That is one of the things that I said when we first started. But when you're playing Belcher, Like, it's basically a Belcher that costs a little bit less. It doesn't seem worth it, right? I'm not sure that it's worth it. I think enough of the time you're bringing Leyline, and then your hand is fine without Leyline, and I just don't want yet another card that's not going to do anything. But it would be reasonable. Yeah, you can't play Beseech You. You can play, like, Nature's Claim. Nature's Claim would actually be quite good, because you're mostly just worried about Leyline of the Void. Chalice is annoying. Chalice would definitely be annoying, but the Chalice decks, you're going to be playing Leyline. Like, that's your answer. It's another reason I don't like Force of Vigor, because most of the Force of Vigor matchups, you want Leyline of Anticipation. And now you're playing Force of Vigor and Leyline of Anticipation. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that's like the only thing that I would drop is Force of Vigor. We did have the spot where, I mean, it's unique. We played against the Epic Storm, like where you wanted Leyline of the Void or Anticipation. I know it seems obvious, like, oh, obviously you want Leyline of the Void. And like I said, I think it was optimal, and I just chose to do the fun thing, but not just the fun thing, right? Like, it was still really close, because this card is bonkers against Echo decks. It's outrageously good against Echo decks. Like, Leyline will prevent them and cause them to take other lines. This card will be, oh, you echoed? It's not just going to stop you. It's, I'm now going to kill you instead. Like, thanks. Especially because against Belcher, they're literally mulliganing for an Echo hand. Yeah, exactly. So it might even be better. But, I mean, there's only so many Echo Storm decks, right? Like, maybe a little more these days, because Black Saga Storm with Echo and Bowmasters is really good. So then there's going to be spots where it is awkward because you have both of these. You could say, oh, just play both, because now you have 8 bangers. Obviously, there's tension. You don't want both in play. I mean, I guess it's not a terrible thing, but generally speaking, this card is going to move them away from what you want them to be doing when you have this card in play, so you don't really want both in play. All Echo decks have Song at this point? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you can make some minor tweaks. So I think overall, and it's the reason why I didn't touch the list is because, as I said, I think it is very well constructed and should do quite well. And look at that, we just trophied instantly. And it wasn't like some super lucky league. There were, of course, lucky moments, which tends to happen when you trophy. You're going to have a moment or two where you just get lucky. There were, we had a lot of turn 1 protecteds, you know? There were some spots where we force checked and they didn't have force, sure. But there were also spots where we had thought seized by Doomsday and then turn 1 them protected. Yeah, pretty impressive.